Hello there, welcome to Only Stupid Answers. My name is Sam Basher.
I'm DJ Woldridge.
And today we're talking about Titans Season 2, Episode 3, titled Ghosts. The old Titans reluctantly return to Titan's Tower to strategize against an old enemy, but the secrets of the Titans' past threaten to tear apart the newly formed team from within.
You're tearing us apart, Lisa.
You know what? Hey, weirdly, the comments on our Titans reviews are the opposite of how we feel about this season so far.
Wait, explain that to me.
People are not on board with this season so far.
So they think season 1 was better?
No, see, I can't tell that. But they think that we must be watching a different show. Actually, they said the excitement we had for this season, they wish they were watching that show.
Interesting.
Yeah, but hey, if you guys are enjoying the show, not enjoying the show, let us know down below. We want to hear what you guys think. But overall, I'm enjoying it more because it feels like it's moving like a regular TV show now.
It's got things to do, and it's got characters, and they're talking to each other, and they're making sense as characters.
Multiple villains. That's the biggest thing is there were storylines that went throughout this instead of little like bubbles of moments with characters.
I will say, I think that's one of the benefits of, because there's some concern, like, are there too many characters? It's like, hey, when your budget's stretched kind of thin, having a bunch of characters to just talk to each other, you know what? That's great. You know what I mean? Because this episode does do some action beats, and they are fine.
I enjoyed them enough.
Yeah, but again, you enjoy them enough. I will say,
I know what you're talking about, but go on.
Yeah, one of the things that last week we got introduced to Doctor Light very briefly. This episode we get more interaction with him. We find out that Deathstroke is the one that broke him out, and he knows that. And I like both of those villains. I like their dynamic with each other. It's a very the power dynamic is different, but it's similar to like Killmonger and Claw, where one is just having a blast and the other one is very mission-centric. And I really like this actor playing Deathstroke.
Also, we brought this up last week, but someone corrected us. Dr. Light can probably move through light, as maybe he moved at light speed. That's how he got from Wyoming to San Francisco so fast to attack Dick and Hawk and Dove.
Boom.
I mean, they didn't see that
this episode when it would have been really...
He could have never been hit by anybody if he can move at light speed. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I saw that comment, so I wanted to acknowledge it.
Get his costume, which I'm glad that they gave him one.
It is like a gladiator type Iron Man mixture thing. He's got like an Ares from Marvel Comics type head thing,
which feels like a weird choice for Dr. Light.
I liked him with just the tattoos in a tank top, or no, he's in a t-shirt.
Yeah.
No, if he had I think in cut off jeans and a tank top.
I mean, it fits his character. It fits the vibe they're giving him.
Not that he's a good looking guy, but he's not like toned like a TV show villain that we normally see, or hero. Yeah. So I'd love to see that kind of look. But he doesn't need to.
Dad bod.
Dad bod.
Yeah.
Oh, it's threatening. Scary. The millennials are scared of him.
Dad bod's coming for us.
No, I super enjoyed this episode. So main plot is Hawk, Dove, and Donna come to Titan's Tower to help with Dick. Mainly Dick, and they go off to fight Dr. Light. Dr. Light gets fucking smushed by a
motorcycle.
Donna, that's super cool, by the way. They really, out of all the effects, the slight hue on a rope, it always looks really good.
Motorcycle, little iffy, but the rope around it.
If his spine was shattered after that, it's like, you got him, I guess. You win. We get that storyline. We also get Corey with her kidnapper, who we find out was a royal guard from Tamaran, who is an amazingly charming actor.
I love that actor. I
hope he stays.
It's interesting because it's like, I kind of do too, because it's like, it's one of those, when that first happened, I was like, I don't care about this. Yeah. And the plot, I don't care about, but I like him, and I like their dynamic.
It's kind of like when they did the little eye glow in the last episode. It reminded me of like when like cat eyes appear on. You know what? Actually, it's just a lamer version of in Men in Black where the guy blinks sideways. That's what it is. But no, he's unbelievably charming. I like that you get a lot of their history immediately, and they have way more chemistry than Dick and Corey did. In one episode. You had a whole season with them. They doinked, but it was more just like, let's get this out of the way. And let's be mom and dad, whatever that means to these two runaways. Super was on board with that. Then I liked his understanding of the world and her understanding of the world. By the end of it, he's locked on the ship, and she ends up heading towards Titans to help them out.
Yes.
That's the end of that story. 10 out of 10 for that specific
plot. By the way, I was thinking, like, is that messed up? Because she says there's 10 years of food. And I was like, well, no, for real, what other options are there? He's either going to tag along, or you send him back home where he's going to get killed. Like, no, maybe do lock him on the ship until you resolve this stuff.
And so have they established yet that she has powers because she's special? Or does he have those too?
I assumed he had those powers.
Because he did the eye thing, so I assumed... And she only does that when she uses the powers.
Yeah, I assumed that that's just the powers that they have.
Yeah, because in the comics, she's... And Blackfire are special. The rest of her people can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's super not important for you to keep that in this show. That's super... That's convoluted. You don't need to do it. Also, he didn't look like a lion. And all the rest of her people, all the guys usually look like lions. And it's always the best. Sam Humphrey's Green Lanterns run, check that out. Like an ancient Tamaranian is like this big like lion guy. He's great.
That's great.
Super
that is
on board.
Awesome.
So that's one of the plots. I'm trying to make sure. And throughout our main plot, there's a really sweet scene between Hawk and Dove that I really like. Which just them talking about like the way that they're like viewing their addiction when it comes to crime fighting and literal chemical dependence.
Yeah.
I really appreciate those actors do so much heavy lifting.
Well, and there's another scene, and again, it comes back to, I guess anytime I see like Hawk interact with people and I like what's happening, I was like, I never thought I wanted anything with Hawk. But
it's Alan Richardson? Richardson? You can correct me.
Him and Dick have a conversation, and it's like, I actually really like these characters together. I like their dynamic. I like everything that's going on here.
Because they never really talk about in season 1 why they don't like each other.
Because Dawn. Because they both get bonus for Dawn.
Yeah, but like they did that, and then they just kind of didn't talk about it again because Hawk and Dove left for a long time, and then they showed up in the finale that happened this season.
Yes.
It's kind of so I have to kind of get caught up again, and I'm like, you know what? If you guys don't fully get along, but you can work as a team, super on board with that. That being said, when we got to them working as a team versus Doctor Light, that was a pretty lame fight because it was like, jump out of the way.
It was directed by Kevin Tantron, who usually does A+ on all the fights, so it must be like a budget. These DC Universe shows definitely front load their budget on the cast, which I think is a good choice because even when you have like people who should be second tier people, like the guy coming to take Corey Starfire, that guy's great. The guy that got playing Dr. Light is great. The guy that got playing Deathstroke is great. And by the way, we get to see his costume in action with him in it, and it looks great. It looks really cool.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
No offense to the costume department because it's not fair to point out one tiny flaw. So I'll say the whole thing's great. Him having the little crosshairs on his eye. I know that's in the comics, classic. I thought it was a little silly.
It wasn't for you?
Because it was just like, it's like a decal on his face. So it was like, it's not doing anything.
Yeah.
I know they'll explain it. I know they'll get there.
Yeah.
I thought it was
There'll be a little
silly.
like POV shot that's like...
Yeah, exactly. Like Cyborg's eye.
Yeah.
Again, tiny detail and an overall awesome costume. And the actor looks like Slade. It's so crazy.
And it is interaction with Dr. Light. It's like, you could give me a spin-off show of this guy and I'd watch it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He is very intimidating. I like that he made a tiny joke, or he didn't. I like that where it's like he made a joke, or Dr. Light is just scared. Which you should be.
And I like the interaction between Rose and Raven with the issue with their dad. Again, interactions I never really thought that I needed, but I really appreciate it.
Because they definitely have hung out in the comics in some form or another, but it's like, I don't know anybody that's ever pointed to that interaction before. So that's why you do shows like this.
Yep.
So these characters can hang out. Hawk and Jason Todd, they ever hanging out? Probably not.
No.
But now I like them. And Jason's going through it in this episode. And even though he did like paralyze those cops and ride his motorcycle around in that mansion, does he deserve to get yelled at every once in a while? You're benching me, man. He's like, no, we're just having a private conversation, you freaking twerp. Get out of here.
I did like the Dick Grayson immediately shuts it. The second like things start to get physical, it's over immediately.
And you know what? The use of the F-bombs I think are best used in this episode. Where it's like Jason's saying it because he's the kid having a tantrum.
Yeah.
The villains use it, and then occasionally like Hawk uses it.
Which
like,
also makes sense.
Which is like everyone can curse, that's fine. It's just sometimes it felt like teens who just learned swear words are using them, and now it feels natural.
There's also, I guess, Beast Boy is now the tech guy, which I'm like, okay, shouldn't it be Jason?
It's cheaper for him to send from a computer than turn into a lion.
That is true.
Also, plot-wise, if it's Dick trying to keep Beast Boy safe because he did kill him, makes sense.
Yeah.
It works enough.
And I did like, even though... Like when Jason convinces Beast Boy to go out, it's like, no, man, you've been like a sociopath like all the time.
But I do like them teaming up, though.
Yeah, and I like them going out, and I like that dynamic, and I liked Raven's interaction with Starfire over the phone, and her kind of basic plea for her to come. And I really like the setup, and I kind of hope we're kind of like toe the line each week, but I kind of hope they lean more towards this idea of like this is a superhero academy. That's a great take on the Titans, especially if you've got the older team with the younger team. That's awesome. Don't lose that. Don't get so muddied with whatever your story is, that this idea of like Hawk training Jason and like maybe, you know, Wonder Girl and Starfire and the rest of these people teaching these young heroes. That's a super cool perspective on this brand.
Speaking of that, we had a scene where Jason, Beast Boy, and Raven are all doing blind wood sword fighting, which is fine. Yeah. You know, like overall that action looks fine.
I think one of those characters needs it, but sure.
Yeah. And we get Raven hulking out.
Yeah.
Raven in the out. And it is, you know what? CGI budgets aside, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yep,
like
agreed.
red eyes. I thought she looked convincing as like, you should put her down.
Yeah.
She's the Antichrist.
Yeah.
We know that, right?
Yeah.
We're not confused. That she's, and also I like bringing it back around to Rose and Raven's conversation. I like them pointing to like I and her head thing. It's like, you were both physically traumatized by your dads.
Yeah.
One's an assassin, and the other one is the devil.
which is why, you know, Dick's the perfect person to train him, because his father figure turned out to be kind of cool, actually, and maybe he was just overreacting.
Yeah, maybe you can't really connect with them.
Yeah. We can't. By the way, again, I'm going to say it every week until he shows up. We can't get to Nightwing quick enough. We keep doing like winks and nods, and like, come on,
don't show up in your dang hoodie to this fight. Put on a costume.
They all show up out of costumes, so it's like, I guess Doctor Light knows.
Maybe they were going quick, you know. Yeah. Maybe it's hard to change really fast.
Which, by the way, I was telling Sam this before, I feel like with all the talk about what happened before and how bad it went, I'm putting money that Aqualad is 100% dead in this universe.
So to confirm, or not confirm, but the theory that I'm getting is that 100% they think Jericho's dead and Jericho is not dead.
Apparently I thought the reason. No, sorry. Yeah, Slade supposedly killed Jericho.
That's is that the.
They say that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't get that part of it. Yeah. I may have missed that. So what I gathered, and you guys. You got to do your job in the comments. What I got was classic Titans storyline where Ravager, the other son that Slade has, is killed trying to power up and stuff, and he kind of dies, and it's not really Titan's fault, but it's kind of Titan's fault, but it's also Slade's fault, and it's also the kid's fault. Like it's everyone's fault, but Slade takes it out on the Titans.
Yeah.
I think to kind of like bring that together, make it Jericho, and just that, because also the other Ravager, you don't need Rose taking up the Ravager title. She can create that for herself. Yeah, that's fine.
100%.
And so I'm getting that maybe Jericho's not dead because his whole thing is that he can take his consciousness and throw it into other people's bodies. And I could see that, like, that was a Teen Titans Earth 1 storyline that they did. That was always super. It's always a cool power.
I mean, it's cool if you're the one that has it.
Yeah,
it's a nightmare for like everybody else.
And visually, I think you can get a really cool. You get like evil doppelganger kind of storyline.
Yeah.
If you watch the newest Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season, they had a character that basically did that. But also I like the idea that maybe Aqualad got killed too.
Jericho's supposed to be dead, and I'm just getting vibes because we saw Aqualad in the trailer, but it was always with like the OG team in costume. And it's like, I don't think you made it out of whatever.
He could have, but maybe now he's like a recluse in Atlantis, and we got to go after him because that's where all the budget went. We can't go to Atlantis. Are you kidding me? Everything underwater. We don't even have costumes for all the actors yet. This guy's wearing a hoodie. The Raven's wearing just a knitted sweater.
Yeah. She's got a jewel on her head. That's basically it.
That's candy. If you pop that in your mouth, that would melt. That's just candy. So, I like the idea that maybe another Titan, if you throw them in there, that's a good way to kind of raise the stakes as well. Yeah. And maybe that's why they retired his like standee, because they're like, oh, bums us out.
Yeah. We just throw his costume in disposal.
That, and like maybe Jericho was also part of the Titans too, because Ravager was someone who went after the Titans, but also possibly like stories have kind of changed sometimes that maybe he was a part of it and then turned on him.
Jericho was part of
Ravager originally.
Yeah.
I like Jericho. I always think that's a cool character.
Yeah.
And right now in the comics, he can like fly because of his suit he wears. He can still do like the brain thing.
No.
It's always cool. And I like the actor that they got for Jericho. So I hope he is present day in some way or another. And I'm super on board to see like what they do with Jericho, Rose, and Slade's extended family because it's messed up. He's bad news bears. And I think besides that, Corey's going after him. Dr. Light and Deathstroke take Jason by the end of it, which I did like the action between Jason and Dr. Light, where basically Jason's just beating the crap out of him.
I feel like there's something, I think, I don't know if Jason Todd and Deathstroke have had a lot of interactions in the comic, and it's like, this could be a really interesting take on maybe the road to Red Hood. Maybe Joker doesn't kill him. Maybe, I don't know. It could be an interesting twist on that.
I think it would mean more to the Titans if Deathstroke had taken Jason Todd's life.
And maybe then you don't have to worry about it. Maybe his life doesn't get taken at all. Maybe there's no mystery of him dying. Maybe he just becomes Red Hood.
That being said, I know like the DC app's done a pretty good job being like true to the comics.
Yeah.
So the Joker could still factor in some way or another, which could be cool because we've seen like a dead corpse that's like, oh, Batman killed the Joker. So he could still pop up and be the one that kills Jason Todd, because that is a big part of him becoming Red Hood, taking up that mantle, because it means something now.
Yes.
So,
there's no connection there with its Deathstroke.
Yeah. But I mean, besides that, the helmets are very similarly shaped, and they are, you just paint it red and you're good to go.
Yeah.
But I do like Deathstroke being the one that might be tied to it in some way or another, because it adds a lot more stakes. And I like that the cast is more interconnected now. They're not just hanging out in a room and like they're just getting talked to. Now they're discussing things. I like the use of the budget this season. I like all the characters. I like the dialogue. I like the story. And also, when Slade showed up, I was scared. Like I was like, "Oh, you built tension. This is really good." Yeah. Of course, Dr. Light's going to get the snot kicked out of him, but that doesn't matter because Deathstroke's right over there.
Yeah, and I like the use of those villains interacting together. It's a more confident show. It's a better put together show. It's utilizing its really talented cast better. I could definitely see this, being something you catch on like the CW or Sci-Fi Channel or something like that. Like it's a show. Yeah. It's a show now.
So Jason,
and it's not like blazing new trails like Doom Patrol, but it is a confident, well put together show.
So Jason got his ass handed to him by Raven.
Yeah.
Dick.
Yeah.
Kind of Dr. Light for a second. Then he got the upper hand, but then Deathstroke.
Yeah.
I could see him doing some stupid stuff.
Yeah, he's got some lessons he's got to grow.
Yeah, but I'd give this one like a solid 8.5 out of 10.
I'd give it an 8 like last week, because I think some of the action stuff was a little bit weaker. For me, it was very similar to last week's, but I like the trajectory the show's going on, and I find myself excited to see what happens next.
If you guys can describe to us the whole logic with the bus coming, and it was like, we had to save all those people. It's like, no, just point them that way.
Just say,
divert traffic
stop right there.
Yeah, what would he have done? Maybe blasted him and blown up the bus?
I don't know.
It was a wonkier scene, but you needed Dr. Light to get away after his spine exploded in his back by being hit by a motorcycle. But hey, let us know in the comments down below. What would you rate this episode, and are you excited for the future of this show? What do you think about possibly Deathstroke taking the role of the Joker when it comes to the death of Jason Todd? Who do you think died that made Deathstroke go on this bender and go after the Titans? Was it Aqualad? And is he a big Aquaman, Aqualad fan? It could happen.
We don't know.
Anything's possible with the DC Universe app. Make sure you sign up. Let us know what you think in the comments down below, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.